Dear students, let us start with a new topic which is called the linkage map. Uh, Linkage map is basically also called as genetic map. In the linkage map or the genetic map, the genes, they are basically genetic map is a graphic representation of genes present on a chromosome. It is shown by a line in which the points will indicate the presence of the genes, and one gene and the other gene, they are placed at a relative distance between them. So, it means it is a graphic representation of a linkage group, because the genes present on a chromosome, they constitute a linkage group in the form of a line in which points shows the sequence of the genes. So, here it means this gene is located there, this is there, this is there, this is there, and the relative distance is also indicated over there, that this is such part away from it, it is such part from away from it, it is such part from it. So, it means when you want to show the sequence of a gene on a chromosome by drawing a line and the presence of gene with the help of the points, then it is called the genetic map. The methods of preparing the chromosome map, these genetic maps are also called the chromosome map, because again they are the map of a chromosome showing the presence of a gene in a sequence. So, the preparation of these chromosome maps of a species is also called as chromosome mapping. For chromosome mapping or the genetic mapping, Morgan and Struttwurt's hypothesis is very important. So, let us try to understand what was it. According to this hypothesis, in a dihybrid genetic cross, that means the genetic cross involving two different characters, a recombination frequency of less than 50% indicates linkage of the two genes involved. We have studied in the linkage also that whenever you are getting the recombinants, but recombinants are present less than the 50%, it means these new recombinants are because of the crossing over, otherwise these genes were linked. So, Morgan and Struttwurt found that recombination frequency varies from different gene pairs of a linked genes. So, it means if one gene is present over there, other gene is present over there, and one gene is present over there, the recombination frequency of B and Cn, the recombination frequency of Cn and Vg, the recombination frequency of B and Vg will not be same. So, it varies from pairs of genes. Some have more frequency of the recombination, other have the less frequency of the recombination. For example, for instance, 18% frequency of the recombination is between B and Vg, whereas B and Cn has 9% and again Cn and Vg has the 9% recombination frequency. Now, here this is the example of the Drosophila, in which B represents the black mutant and Vg vestigial wings, and then this Cn is the cinnabar eye. So, it means that the black body, the gene, the other gene is for the cinnabar eye, other gene is for the this vestigial wings. The recombination frequency between them, that whether they will remain linked together in generation to generation, or they have the chance of the recombination, that they may there may be a crossing over there, are over there, so that this gene may get exchanged with its counterpart in the homologous chromosome. So, the percentage of the frequency, the recombination frequency between different genes always varies. This means crossing over between, so once you are talking about that the recombination frequency is different, say for example, B and VG has 18%, whereas these two and these two have the 9% each. It means that the crossing over between B and VG is about twice as compared to the crossing over between B and CN, chances of crossing over between CN and VG. This difference in recombination frequency between the genes is associated basically with respect to the distance of the gene. So, you can see that since B and VG are far apart from one another, they have more recombination frequency as compared to the CN and B or CN and VG. So, it means distance matters a lot. If the distance is more, then the recombination will be more. If the distance is less, the recombination will be less. So, you can say that frequency of crossing over between two linked genes is directly proportional to the distance between them, and basically this is actually the Morgan and Sturtevant's hypothesis, who described that frequency of crossing over between two genes is directly proportional to the distance between these. Once the distance is more, frequency of recombination is more. If the distance is less, frequency of recombination, and or you can say the frequency of crossing over, because recombination is achieved by the crossing over. So, it is one and same thing, will be more or less. So, it means genes located farther apart in a chromosome like B and VG undergo crossing over more frequently than the genes lying nearby like this and this. This indicates that distance between V and VG should be about twice as that between B and CN. No, hence you are you can you are able to speak that how far the B and VG are located. Since the frequency is double than that of the B and CN, so you can say it is at a double distance from the B, the VG, or in reverse you can say since CN VG are the frequency of the CN VG is half as compared to the frequency of crossing over between B and VG. So, it is placed, the B is double space apart from the VG. Thus, the recombination frequency can help in determining the position called loci. Now, where the gene is located, this is called the loci, okay, of the genes in a chromosome and preparing chromosome map. This is how you prepare the chromosome map. You are able, you prepare a chromosome map in which you indicate that which gene is located at which part. So, it is basically the frequency of crossing over through which you are able to place a gene on the chromosome. Otherwise, you can imagine that it is very small minute entity, you cannot measure with the help of the scale, and you cannot see the genes physically. So, basically you have to devise some sort of method through which you can place the gene on a chromosome. So, it is basically the frequency of crossing over which is helping us to place the genes on a chromosome and to place the genes to place the distance between two genes and to place the sequence of the genes, that which gene is located how apart from other gene. Basics for chromosome mapping are there are two genetic principles, that is through which are very much helpful to you for preparing the chromosome mapping or the genetic mapping you can say. That is, the genes are arranged in a linear order in a chromosome. So, because you can see once it is B, then it is CN, then it is VG. So, it is a linear arrangement, it is not somehow overlapping or other type of arrangement. So, it takes into consideration the linear arrangement of gene on a chromosome. The frequency of crossing over between two genes is directly proportional to the distance between them. The Sturtevant's hypothesis, Morgan-Sturtevant's hypothesis is there. So, genes lying nearby on a chromosome undergo minimum crossing over, and those located apart apart show maximum crossing over. So, means maximum crossing over is between B and VG as compared to the CN, VG and B and CN. So, these two points are very important in order to locate the gene on a chromosome, place the gene on a chromosome in a series, and also to show the distance between the genes. I have already told you that since the frequency of crossing over is used in preparing the chromosome map, the later is also called as crossover map. So, you can also call it as a crossover map, because it is one and same thing, because ultimately it is showing the crossing over between the segments of the genes. A frequency of 1% crossing over between two genes is taken to represent 1 unit of map distance between these genes, also called chromosome map unit, also called centimorgan. Centimorgan because in favor of the scientist, geneticist who described it, named Thomas Hunt Morgan. So, it means if there is a 1% chance of crossing over between two genes, it will be taken as 1 distance map unit or unit of map distance between two genes. And if it is 2, say for example, in B and CN it is 9%, so it means there is a 9% chances. Okay. So, you can see that it is 9 centimorgan apart, and if it will be a gene, there will be a gene where 1% crossing over will be there, then it will be placed very near to it, and the distance between the gene will be 1%, 1 centimorgan, 1% centimorgan, or chromosome map unit, you can say. So, now try to understand that basically the chromosome map unit, also called centimorgan unit, is basically representing the percentage of crossing over. 1% means 1 map unit, 2% means 2 map unit, 3% means 3 map unit, so on and so forth. Let us now prepare taking these the background that I have told till date, till now, regarding the Sturtevant and Morgan hypothesis and the two basic principles. Let us start preparing a chromosome map. Suppose the 5 genes A, B, C, D and E are located in a single chromosome. So, we have to determine where A is located, where B is located, where C is located, where D is located and where E is located, which is near to A and B, which is B, where is B, where is C, like that. So, we have to determine the series, we have to see the distance between them. So, this is called the chromosome mapping. Let us now try to understand it. So, if the crossing over percentage between A and B is 10 Morgan, or you consider 10%, then these genes are plotted 10 arbitrary units apart in a linear scale. So, this is a linear scale in which A and B are placed depending upon the observation that how much percentage of crossing over or the recombination was there. Since it was 10%, so arbitrary unit means it is your personal choice, personal desire, your personal observation, personal thinking that how much, how large a unit you will take into consideration. Say for example, here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 unit apart, because the 10% combination was recombinant percentage was there between A and B. So, A is placed 10 unit apart from the B, and this is the distance. Now, you can also draw this line very small, and by drawing very small you have to you may show the 10 unit apart, or you can draw this line much more larger than it, and then you place the B here, A here, and the 10 Morgan unit between it. So, it means it is your arbitrary units, they are not fixed unit like the units of your scale that you use to measure the length of the various things, because it is very small thing. You cannot exactly devise a scale, and you cannot place the scale on the DNA or on the chromosome, they are very small entity. So, it is your personal, but one thing is there that it will always remain 10 unit apart, whether the distance between the unit is small or large. It will by indicating with the help of a line, you may increase the size of the line, you may decrease the size of the line, but in between them the units must be 10, because the percentage of the crossing over between A and B is 10 units, or the 10% frequency of recombination is there. So, you have located A and B. Now, look at the other one. Say for example, this C, let us try to locate C. Say for example, you have seen that the percent of crossing over between B and C is 3%. So, both the chances are there that you place this C 3 unit apart this side, left side, or you place this C to the right side. Now, in order to determine the position of the C, you also determine the percentage of crossing over or the percentage of recombination between A and C. Since A and C, between A and C, the percent of crossing over is 13%. So, it means the C is located away from the B on the right side, having more distance than the A, though the 3% crossing over between B and C can also be depicted by placing the C over there. But since between A and C it is 13%, so if you place the C over there, rest will remain 7%, but you have to show the 13%. So, C will be placed over next to B on the right side. So, this is what you are now able to place the gene on a chromosome, that where it is located. Then similarly, let us now see that where the D is located. So, you have seen that this percent of crossing over between A and D is 5 Morgan units, or the 5%. So, again there is a chance that you can place the D behind the A, that is on the left side, but let us try how we will able to determine the position of the D. So, it is that you try to measure the distance or the percent of recombination between B and D. Since it was same between B and D and A and D, that is 5 Morgan and 5 Morgan. So, it means D is located in the middle of the A and B, not on the left side of the A. Okay. Similarly, now let us look at the gene E. So, gene E was 2 Morgan unit apart from the C. So, whether E is located on the left side or the right side, 2 unit on the left side or 2 unit on the right side, it will be determined by other things like the percent of frequency between the B and E was 5% and between C and E was the 2%. So, it means it is present on the left side, that is why it is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 from the B and 2 from the E. If the E will be placed over there, then it will be error, because between B and E it will be only 2%, whereas in actual observation it is the 5 1. So, this is how that in a chromosome you can place the gene in a series, and you can place the genes at a particular distance. So, by indicating the distance, by indicating the position, you are able to map a chromosome, or you can plot the genes on a line with the help of a point, showing that this chromosome is having this type of gene, and this is the arrangement of the gene. It is A, D, B, C and E. So, this is the linear arrangement of the gene, you can say. Now, let us try to understand how much accurate this chromosome map is. Is it exactly accurate? As I have already told you that you are not able to see each and everything physically. You are basically plotting your observation with the help of a graph. So, more than one crossing over between two genes in a chromosome may occur simultaneously. Say for example, in gene A and B, if it was the 10% crossing over, that does not mean that always it is 10%. There are chances that simultaneously more than 2 crossing over may takes place. So, the result of the 2 crossing over again will not be showing you the exact position of the genes. Why? I will show you over there. Say for example, let us take, if some gene is present over there between B and this very gene, say for example, let us take into F, this is F gene, it is 1% crossing over. So, by observing the individual or the offsprings in the next generation, when you are able to find that the B and F, these genes have crossed over each other. So, only 1% of individual were showing the crossing over combinations, that B was having the F and other was not having the F, then it is, you can say, the 1%. But there are chances that it was 2%, but because one crossing over has exchanged the part and then other crossing over has again re-inserted the gene back to its position. So, it means you are able to detect only 1% of the crossing over, but actually there were 2% of crossing over. The other percent of crossing over will result into the same combination again. So, I think you are able to understand that if you are say for example, this is the chromosome and this is other chromosome, this is capital B, capital C, let us presume it as a small b and small c. If in one crossover this segment has crossed to this position, this segment had crossed to this position, then there may be that it is capital and it is small. Sorry, it is small and it is capital, and it is capital and it is small. But if two crossing over takes place between them, then again one will take this part to this, other will again take back this part to this. So, it means the combination will be same. So, it means the accuracy of the we were talking about the accuracy of the chromosome map. So, it is not so accurate because the crossing over between two genes is much more as we observe in the offsprings only from the frequency of the recombination and not frequency of the crossing over. We are not able to see the crossing over in the offspring. In the offspring, we are just looking at the some phenotypic characteristic feature and we are able to determine that whether it is a new combination or not. So, actually crossing over might have taken place several times, but we are able to observe in the offspring to a less extent. The frequency of crossing over will be slightly higher than the observed frequency of recombination. So, it means crossing over is always high, thus the percentage of crossing over between two genes is an approximately proportional. So, it is not so accurate that you have placed A and B, A and D and so on and so forth, 5 unit apart, 2 unit apart, 1 unit apart, 5 centimorgan, so on and so forth. It is not so accurate, it is approximate. There may be a chance that crossing over might have taken place much more than as you are indicating over there. Recombination frequency between two genes is estimated by setting up test cross and calculating it by test cross. You know, when you cross your F1 hybrid with the, or you can say that when you cross the hybrid, your progeny hybrid, your next generation hybrid with that of the recessive parent, it is called the test cross. So, when you test cross, then you can calculate the recombination frequency by the total number of recombinants. So, after crossing, how many numbers of recombinants are there and what was the number of total number of the progeny produced by this crossing over. So, the value is represented as percent of the total population. So, by doing so, you place the value in the percent and then you indicate in the chromosome map in a percent manner. What is the importance of chromosome map? It gives exact location of the genes in a chromosome, though it is exact, written exact, but again I will say it is approximate, in which order and approximately how much apart. So, order of the gene is exact, but the distance is approximate, because order is always exact and order cannot mislead you, as we have discussed in the previous slides, that because you are cross checking that if A and B is 2 unit apart, then look at the B and D. If it is 5 unit apart, If it is 1 unit apart, then you can place it on the right side or the left side, so on and so forth. Indicate which gene lie in which chromosome. So, by doing chromosome mapping, you are able to determine or tell that which gene is located on which chromosome. It also indicates the strength of linkage between the two genes, because if the distance is more, the strength is more, strength is less. If the distance is less, the strength will be more. Thanks. This is all about the chromosome mapping.